Adam, Virginia is a very well-coached team. They were not very good in early January, but they have improved over the last month, and they are very difficult to beat at home. They are, as I mentioned earlier, as we are recording, they are 20-6 overall, 11-4 in conference play. They did play Monday night against Virginia Tech, but as of right this second, Adam, all the things that we've come to expect. Not a lot of points. Other teams are shooting 39% against them and only scoring 58 points. Virginia only averages 65 points per game, so it's going to be a slower tempo. They're very good defensively. They're very deliberate and precise in what they do offensively. They have good shooters from three-point range, most notably Isaac McNeely. He is shooting at 46.5% from three. Jacob Groves is shooting 49% from three. The addition of Jordan Minor into their lineup as a starter here over the last month has helped them. He's a transfer, but he's a big, thick guy. Almost looks like a football player out there, and he has given them some toughness on the glass and has helped them in the rebounding and defensive area with his addition. And they've got Reese Beekman and Ryan Dunn, who are two high-level players and have had good years. Beekman is their leading scorer at better than 14 points per game, and we know he's very good defensively. So K.A. Clark isn't there anymore. That's one thing. But other than that, Adam, I think this is what we have come to expect from Virginia. Now, I don't think they necessarily have the talent that they had in a great year, not even talking about their championship year where they were obviously very good, but when they had the Justin Andersons and Malcolm Brogdons of the world, I don't think they have that level of talent right this second, but they are very well coached. They know what to do. They stay within what they do, and more times than not, it helps them win games.
You'll definitely have to beat them.
Yes.
You can't just show up and play about halfway and hope they mess up enough that you have a chance to get some easy fast breaks or something. They don't turn the ball over. They're not going to do that. They've been the best three-point shooting team in the conference in conference games. One kind of weird thing about them is they don't shoot free throws well at all. No,
they really don't. They at this moment, again, there's a game they haven't played, 64% as a team. That's pretty poor. And I think they were really bad, if I'm not mistaken, in that game against Wake Forest this past weekend, where it almost cost them. They missed a lot of free throws late when that was like a 4-ish point game, but Wake kept fouling and Virginia wasn't making many free throws and allowed the Deacons to have the ball down 2 with less than 10 seconds left, but they couldn't tie it up.
They don't go to the line a ton because they're shooting a lot of threes, but if it comes down to a 1 or 2 possession game, Carolina putting them on the line is a viable defensive strategy rather than stand around for 25 seconds and let them run their stuff and probably get a good shot since that's what they do. So, I mean, it'll be the same exact Virginia game you've seen before. They've been great at home, lost to Pitt at home, which no one was expecting, but Pitt's good now. And you're going to have to beat them, and that has been a challenge for Carolina and Charlottesville.
Yeah, they are 14-1 at home, which, by the way, that's 3 more home games than Carolina's played this year. Makes a difference. And that loss to Pitt snapped it was something like a 25-game home win streak or somewhere in that range. And then they just won at home again on Saturday against Wake Forest. So, and Carolina hasn't won there since 2012.
You're naming a lot of home games in this recent stretch for Virginia. It seems like they played Pitt at home. They played Wake at home. They're going to play the Tar Heels at home.
Yeah.
They had to venture to Blacksburg last night.
Yeah.
But
don't worry, they go to Duke. They don't get them at home.
Of course. So, I mean, it's a big game at the top of the ACC, not just for where the standings are right now, but because this is the only meeting, whoever wins this has got the tiebreaker, and it's starting to look like that tiebreaker may be important.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5, including the Virginia Tech game from last night, are on the road. They also go to BC and to Duke. They still have home games against Carolina and Georgia Tech. Virginia, I'm going to tell you, of the teams that are battling for the top of the league, Virginia by far had the easiest schedule. Easiest by far.
And And I think that's been beneficial to them. And when you think of how they've kind of figured it out over the course of this year,
Yes.
they've had some opportunities to do so against some teams that are not at the top of the league, and that helps.
Yeah. So Carolina, Virginia, 4 o'clock on Saturday. We'll be on the air at 3 p.m. Tyler Zeller. We're bringing the 2012 Magic with us, Adam.
Yeah, that's right. Watch out.
He had a big dunk in that game.
Yeah, he did.
2012.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Was it Z or was it Henson that had the – one of them had it. Well, I think it was Z, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think I have that play call, Adam. If I do, I'm going to put it in right here. So Carolina and Virginia coming up again Saturday at 4 p.m. We're on the air at 3 o'clock. Adam, just thought I'd mention, so the NCAA put out its, bracket if it was today kind of deal on Saturday. And good news, Tar Heels were the top number 2 seed. Not as good news, they were in UConn's bracket, and UConn is a wagon at the moment.
If you're and I don't really understand how brackets work anymore, but that's okay. I don't think the NCAA necessarily does either. If you're the top number 2 seed, your quote-unquote reward in theory is playing UConn in Boston.
Yeah, I wonder then you're finding that balance of again, this is in theory, you're trying to reward the Tar Heels by allowing them to stay closer to home, but I do think UConn is pretty clearly the best team at this point. So if you're a number 2 seed, would you rather, even if you had to go out west, would you rather be matched up with somebody else?
Yes.
So that will be something to continue to watch. Now, I think from the Tar Heel perspective, they're probably on that 1 seed line had they not had these slippage here in the last couple of weeks. So I think, one, they can look in the mirror and go, well, probably even if you win one of those 3 games that they lost, they're probably still on the 1 line. But I think it also tells you that they have a chance to move back to the 1 line because they're going to have opportunities, most notably against Virginia and Duke on the road, where they have an opportunity for good wins that could help them. And, I mean, they play good teams in Miami and NC State and Notre Dame at home. So they still have an opportunity for A, wins, and B, good wins.
It's just nice to be in this discussion.
Yes, it's a lot better than the other discussion that we were in last year at this time with the Heels.
Right. Got plenty of time to move up that list, but it's nice at this moment. All that thing is released for us to generate discussion.
Yes.
It's nice to be in that discussion.
One thing I will say, so Charlotte is there's a regional, the first and second round played in Charlotte. Obviously, that would be a benefit for the Tar Heels to be there. Tennessee, though, is going to be in the mix, and I assume that's where they would want to go. And Duke was on the 3 line, I think. So they are still there as well, although I think Carolina's overall resume to this point is better than Duke's. But Duke has an opportunity to add some good wins. They play at Wake Forest, for example. They play Virginia at home. I think they go to Miami. They have Carolina at home, so they have opportunities for good wins, too. That could change where they are. So that's just something to keep an eye on as well, because certainly the Tar Heels would like to be in Charlotte if they could be.
I think what do you think? I think that matters more than, you're the 2 seed in this 1 seed's bracket. Like that, you might never see that 1
Right.
seed. You're definitely going to play where you go the first weekend. That matters.
Yes. Yes. I think that's number 1 goal is get into Charlotte if you're Carolina. And then you're right. I mean, because after that, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, we saw it in 22. I mean, Carolina didn't have to play Kentucky or Purdue on the way to the Final Four, and I think those were 2 great teams that year. And somehow St. Peter's beat them both, but they couldn't beat the Tar Heels. Then what happened in the Final Four, Adam? Do you remember?
2022.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can give you one little cue. Da 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 da.
That was the year. That was Coach K's last year.
Yeah.
And he had this year-long retirement ceremony.
But only, as we'll discuss at a future time, only not because of any reason other than wanted the program to keep trucking. That's the only reason.
Yeah, just thinking of the program first, as per usual.
Yeah. Okay. Adam, anything else basketball-wise that we need to get to?
No.
Okay.